The title doesn't deceive you, my dear viewers. I'm going to be watching modern Star Wars while building this train station. Now, before we get into all the Star Wars talk that I want to talk about, that's a good sentence, but yeah, before we get into it, so the train station is closing in on being complete. And by complete, I mean closing in on being complete to then build. And yeah, I just need to finish things up, and then I can start building. And so that brings us neatly into why I'm going to be watching modern Star Wars while building it. And that is because I'm going to be doing a bit of a time lapse. Not only because I need more editing practice, because I'm still bad, but also because, no, that's the reason. I forgot the other reason, but that's the main reason. That's the reason that matters, is that I need more editing practice. Naturally, there will be some moments where I stop the time lapse and I talk for a bit, going over details and little inspirations of the build, because I do have inspirations that come from real life that I want to go over. But outside of that, it will just be kind of music, maybe. Well, music definitely. But, it'll just be a big editing practice thing. And while I'm doing it, I'm just going to be watching modern Star Wars. And so that brings us into, what do you mean watch modern Star Wars? And, okay, so here begins my tangent about Star Wars. And we can just walk and talk, I guess, so to speak. We can take the digital walk and talk. Let's turn down the sound so I can hear. Okay, yeah. So let's start the lore dump. I was quite the Star Wars fan a while ago. Better part of a decade ago, actually. Actually, no, that's not true. It's about 3 years now that I haven't really sat down and watched very much Star Wars. Because the last time I did that was when, I'd like to say, season 3 of The Bad Batch. The last thing I remember about The Bad Batch is when Commander Cody goes missing. We're seen at a giant clone memorial, and then it's like, he went missing. Where'd he go? You can just get up the normal way. But he went missing. Where'd he go? Why'd he go missing? And that's the last thing I remember about that show. I remember absolutely nothing else about that show. Well, nothing that goes past that point. So I'm going to start with that to see if I like the rest of that. Because I did like it. Wasn't the most interested in a lady clone, I'll be completely honest. I didn't get the point of it very much because, I don't know, I don't think there is a because in this situation. I just didn't really care about it. That Paradise Island place that they went to was a bit weird too. I don't know, it's just kind of a different show. Nothing bad, I still liked it. But I feel the parts I liked the most were when they were breaking out of that, what's it called, Mount Tantus? That big Imperial facility. That was good. I liked that a lot. We got the clone commandos. Those are fun to see. I like their design a lot. But overall, I just don't remember very much about it, so I should actually just rewatch that whole show. And if I'm going to do that, I might as well... No, I need to start with that, because if I go any further than that, then it's kind of older Star Wars at that point. Because I was going to say, I might as well just rewatch the Clone Wars and then rewatch, Star Wars Rebels or something. But no, I shouldn't. So I'm going to be starting with that, and then moving on to some of the new live-action stuff, or new-ish live-action stuff. Now, I've seen it. You know what I'm talking about. I've seen it. You've seen it. We've all seen it. We've seen the power of one, power of everyone, many, whatever. We've all seen it. That's incredibly goofy. But you know what? I'll still give it the benefit of the doubt. And the reason I will is because I have heard both opinions. I have heard the Acolyte sucks, and I have heard the Acolyte is good. So, I'll get like Scoob and the gang to help me on this mystery of if it's good or not. And by that I mean I'll just watch it. Because, it won't actually hurt me if I watch it. It'll either just be I like it or I don't. The end. But, after that, I also haven't watched... I've watched like 2 episodes of Andor. Like a day. Not even a day. Like a night before I went on a big East Coast like road trip. Like 3 years ago. So I remember basically nothing about Andor. Besides that it didn't really feel like Star Wars. But once again, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt too. Because at the moment, I don't know very much about modern Star Wars. I am very much a casual Star Wars enjoyer now. I was formerly a big Star Wars enjoyer. And sort of related, I was a big Lego Star Wars enjoyer. Now, I don't really care about Star Wars, and I don't really care about Lego. Not the most anymore. Not as much as I used to. I still like both things, but not nearly as much. Lego especially because it's just priced me out. It's too expensive, not worth it. The main thing I do with Lego anyway is build like airplanes, and the thing I can do with that is, for basically the same price, is I can just get a scale model kit, and then I can just have a accurate airplane on my shelf. Like the several I have right now, the several I have unpainted right now, and then the several I have coming in the mail right now. But yeah, I was a big Lego Star Wars fan. In fact, I have some interesting things. Like a couple... I think I have at least one chrome lightsaber hilt part that's in decent condition. It's not perfect, but it's in decent condition. I have one of the old green lightsaber like blades. The ones that look kind of more yellow than anything, but they're technically green. I have one of those. I have a... What's it? 2005... I think it is. I have a 2005 Recon Trooper, like a Recon clone, the one that was like, that had like the little red details. I have one of those. He's cool. And I have a one of the 2011 ARC Troopers. Those guys are cool. I like them. But why am I talking about Lego Star Wars all of a sudden? That has nothing to do. I'm not even gonna watch that. But I just kind of want to talk about Star Wars right now, so I will. So, when I was last a big Star Wars fan, when I was watching stuff like the Clone Wars, the 2008 3D animated series, which I really like. I do. I like it. I like it as much as I like the original trilogy, and I like it as much as I like the prequels and Star Wars Rebels. I like all of those. I like that group of Star Wars equally to itself, or each other, or however you'd phrase it. I like it, and there's not much more to say on that, but around the same time, around that time was when Star Wars The Clone Wars was on Netflix, and also when Netflix and YouTube was on the Nintendo Wii. Remember that? I do. And, sort of related to that was Lego Star Wars stop motion. Now, I watched a lot of that. and I really liked it. That was great. I also watched speed builds and people showing off their big Lego creations that are set in Star Wars. I watched a lot of that because they were cool. They were, they were things I couldn't do because I didn't have all that Lego and didn't have all that Lego Star Wars to be able to do that. So it was almost like I was living vicariously through YouTubers who built big mocks of planets and battles and all that. And it was just cool to watch. And that was some of the earliest portions, not portions, that's completely the wrong word, but the earliest sparks of inspiration for what I'm doing now at this very moment, which is making videos on YouTube. Earlier inspirations would probably be Super Mario Bros. 3 TAS videos, specifically Mario All-Stars SMB3 TAS videos. And Mario World, like Kaizo ROM hack TASes. Those were very fun to watch. Incidentally, that also Mario World Kaizo ROM hacks, that also pretty much is the genesis of my interest in the Mega Man series, is because one of them, called Mario Must Die, had a song from Mega Man in it. But that's Mario, that's not even Star Wars. Anyway, back to Star Wars. That got me interested in making videos, and that led to some abominations known as school projects come into existence a couple times. They weren't Lego Star Wars, but they were just Lego stop motions, which on a broader term I also watched. Those were fun. I will not be watching those while I build the train station, because that's not modern Star Wars. Back to that, because that was a big tangent. That took up about 3 minutes. Oops. But back to modern Star Wars. I watched the sequel trilogy, all 3 movies, in the theaters when they were new. And I had a good time. But remember, this was when I was like 12. I am now 20. It's been a while. So I should also probably watch those too. Yeah. I remember having a good time, not because I remember what the story was like. I've seen what the story is like, and I'm not sure I'm going to enjoy those very much, but, once again, who knows? But, I enjoyed the company. I enjoyed the people I went with. And, one of them was on my birthday, so that automatically was already a good day. So that was just a fun time to be me. And one of them was super cool because one of them, my friend and I, we went to a completely separate town and watched it in a 4D movie theater. That was The Last Jedi. And that was a ton of fun because, first of all, my dear friend, who for now will go unnamed because I like to keep people's private lives private, including my own. But, yeah, that was a super fun time. And that's because it was with him. He was fun. He was a fun person to be around, and I like. But I'm willing to bet that... So the other things I'm going to give, a benefit of the doubt to, like The Acolyte, like Mandalorian. I haven't watched any Mandalorian ever because I don't care about the Mandalorians at all. Except for Jango Fett. He's like the only cool one. He's got the best color palette. His son, aka his clone, has an inferior color palette of green and red. That doesn't even hold a candle. That doesn't even compare properly to the clean blue and silver of Jango Fett. That is a great color palette, and that is why he's the only Mandalorian I care about. Anyway, so I am going to watch Mandalorian, all of its seasons, I'm not even sure that building the train station is going to take this long. It definitely won't take that long. But I'm also just going to watch it, you know. I just need to. I need to get around to it. But yeah, that's the plan. I need to stop going on because first of all, I'm hungry. Second of all, this video is 15 minutes and it's been me wandering around this Minecraft world talking about Star Wars, Lego, Mario, and like a million other things. So I guess while we're here, incidentally related to games I've played and topics I've said, I haven't ever properly played and beat Super Mario 64. So that's another thing to do. It's another thing to do on the channel. Isn't that fun? Also, I'm stuck. Okay. Well, I'll end it. No, I live. But yeah, I'll end it here. Let me know your opinions on modern Star Wars and all these other topics I talked about. Let me know what you think about them in the comments below. And thank you for your patience. I did go through quite a bit of non-interest in this. It's just that when I actually made a video about how I didn't have any interest in it, I suddenly had interest in it again. That's great. But yeah. Yep. Nothing else to say, nothing else to report. This thing just need to finish the new outlines of the new station, and then I just need to get to building it. And then need to get to editing it, and then releasing it. All of that while watching modern Star Wars. This should be fun, maybe. Anyway, yeah. See you later.